Jenna Ortega says Hollywood is too touchy-feely. And let me confirm this. Before you read the story, I haven't even read it. I know what this is. I'm gonna admit something here. I'm not a hugger. I am not a hugger. I've even had female friends of mine complain, hey, you're not a hugger. Yeah, I'm really not that much of a hugger. And even when I hug, it's a pat on the back hug, because I don't go all in for that big touchy-feely hug. And then even when I have male friends who want to hug, you know what I do? I do the bro hug, which is the kind of shoulder to shoulder. I've never done the forehead to forehead thing. You know how we did that one time, Alan?
Yeah.
To our embarrassment. So Hollywood is just like, you see people on set too. I find it kind of phony. People who barely know each other, hey, and the hug. I just, you know, I really treasure my close friends, but it takes a while for me to be friends. And then I'm not really much of a, here's who I hug. I hug my family, and I hug the woman I am intimately involved with. I will hug that person. I will hug her. That person I would love to hug. But generals, I'm not a hugger. I know, and this is a, like, if no one will remember this but Gary, he's not here. Leo Buscaglia was a guy, he was this Italian like guru who spread this thing, we should hug more. And that was his whole message. It'll make us feel better. I get it, but my family, we all hug. My family, we hug. Whatever girlfriend I have, I will hug her. But I'm generally not a hugger.
A freaking IKEA chair.
Yeah, I will, but I will not hug an IKEA chair. Alan, I don't even, what am I doing? I'm reacting to a headline. I'm reacting to a headline. I'm like,
it's not even about hugging. I mean,
all right, fine. It's not. I got triggered by the headline. Anyways, please, Alan, if you would. I went on a rant. My apologies. Go on.
Jenna Ortega is finally speaking about the controversy surrounding Scream 7 during an interview with Vanity Fair, where her co-star talked about Palestine. We'll skip down to this. Now Ortega is making a statement for Hollywood as a whole when it comes to the intersection between celebrity and politics. The business that we work in is so touchy-feely. Everyone wants to be politically correct. And I feel like in doing that, we lose a lot of our humanity and integrity because it lacks honesty. The actress continued, I wish that we had a better sense of conversation. Imagine if everyone could say what they felt and not be judged for it. And if anything, it sparked some sort of debate, not an argument, as I am describing. Am I describing world peace? Before Ortega and Barrera left, the planned installment, Scream 7 was reworked with new writers, a new director, and now centers on Neve Campbell as Cindy Prescott. Let's see. Campbell had previously parted ways with the franchise amid salary dispute, and Scream 6 was the first franchise without the originals. Later in the video, Ortega recalled being given some arguably non-PC advice from a Wednesday cello instructor. The show that I do right now, I have to play the cello. I don't play the cello. Ortega said, I want it to look real, so my cellist, so that the cellists don't look at it and call me mean names. My teacher told me that as long as I look confident in my movements and I was strong and stoic and, you know, fully embodied the character, that should be fine. She told me that if I needed to approach everything I do in life with the confidence of the average white man, that changed my life. That made me feel better. She had, I was nervous, and even doing this interview because I'm ramble like crazy. Like, what am I going to talk about the whole time? Then I remembered, how would an average white man do this? And then he probably should have shown up with mismatched socks. Okay, I read too far down. But the whole point, I think, is this is why we like Jenna Ortega. What happened to debate? Why can't we just say what we feel, not get called out for it, not get canceled for it, and have a debate? And maybe that will change our feelings. Maybe that will change our perspective, or maybe it will strengthen it.
So it's not about hugging. I misinterpreted. Okay, good.
Yeah.
The Megalopolis trailer reaction that you and I did on Wednesday.
On Wednesday, yeah.
Those quotes about Coppola's movies were fake. Lee Wallace, thoughts on Megalopolis pulling trailer due to false and made up critic statements. Somehow that trailer leaked out. I think it was a rough draft. They weren't, and we got struck like a red strike. So we edited Wednesday's stream. We had to cut out Megalopolis trailer. I am going to re-upload it to X, by the way. Hopefully we won't have a problem. So we are going to re-upload it on X, Twitter.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it could go up on Rumble as well. So
yeah, I had to cut out the trailer. There is still a trailer reaction we're going to post, but the trailer isn't in it. That was irresponsible. And ironically, the Megalopolis trailer played before The Crow last night. And guess what? Didn't have the quotes. It was a different trailer. So I think it was some marketing person's brilliant idea that didn't pay off. It was stupid. And then all the momentum of that trailer and the concept behind it went away because anyone who reacted got pulled. It was blocked in all countries. I've never gotten that. That's never happened to us, Alan. What are your thoughts, Alan?
I'm confused
do you have
now.
thoughts?
Yeah, because it sounds like what you're saying is that it was a.
You have thoughts. You are now in 100%.
I'm in control. I'm in charge. I'm the Master Chief. I'm the head honcho. I am so fucking Todd Ed.
Ah. Anyways, you were saying.
I thought we were not going to play the swearing quotes.
No. Go on. What were you going to say?
Okay, so I'll pull up the item here. Lionsgate is immediately recalling our trailer for Megalopolis. A Lionsgate spokesperson said to Variety, "We offer our sincere apology to the critics involved and to Francis Ford Coppola and American Zoetrope for the inexcusable error in our vetting process. We screwed up. We are sorry." So
you are now in 100%.
I'm in control. I'm in charge. I'm the Master Chief. I'm the head honcho. Boobs and peepees.
Why is it when you're in control, it goes that way? Anyways, you were saying, I'm sorry.
I would say, yeah, cue up that next video while I
no. I want to. I legitimately.
Dear Lord.
I legitimately want your thoughts. So go on.
Yeah, because when we saw it on Wednesday, it was like, you gonna play that video? On Wednesday, I thought it was real, and then apparently, I think you're right. It was a concept. It was a marketing concept. Hey, wouldn't it be great if we did this? And they put it out there, and now at least they're apologizing to us.
It was a concept, which I actually think the concept was valid. Yeah, but they couldn't find real quotes. You are now in 100%.
I'm in control. I'm in charge. I'm the Master Chief. I'm the head honcho. My Dixie wrecked.
You know, when you are in control, it goes off the rails. No, I won't interrupt you this time. I promise.
Okay, all right.
I'm serious. No, go on.
No, I just said it. I appreciate the fact that they apologized to us. I mean, look, a studio apologizing for something they did.
It never happens. What was weird is, in light of all that, I had to sit there and I was couldn't believe we get through a show without getting the yellow. You know, you go from green, yellow to red in terms of ads. So, and then that happened never happened before, banned in all countries. So I had to clip it, and now we're fine. But that was a huge. I mean, all the momentum about that movie is just gone. You are now in 100%.
I'm in control. I'm in charge. I'm the Master Chief. I'm the head honcho. I have zero thoughts. My mind is a blank. I know nothing.
You know, anyways, so
I don't know what's going on, but
look,
you do you.
All right, I promise that we're done. And we're done.
Right,
we're done messing around. Let's
promise.
get to some news here. The summer high is gone. Let's talk about box office here. This was last night. Blink Twice makes 820 grand in previews. The Crow, and by the way, the screening I was at, empty. It was on the IMAX screen, and it was maybe 20, 30% tops. Okay. And I noticed the goth crowd came out in force, which means there were smatterings of goth dressed people.
Yeah, let me tell you how bad it was for me. I went to my local theater, which is one of the failing Regal theaters, and there's a parking lot in front of the theater that holds 25 spots. Then if you can't get one of those, you got to go to the parking structure. There were 8 spots open in the front parking lot, and this was for a 6 o'clock showing, so it's not like I came early. And when the movie started, I was by myself, and then 2 people sauntered in once the trailer started rolling. It was bad. It was pretty bad.
Well, I'm not surprised. It was kind of empty at the Burbank, which is usually not the case. You know, it's usually packed. Thursday is huge in AMC Burbank because new films are opening. So, but if you would go on in the story. What it's saying is now that all the summer where people are just packing into any preview night screening, that's done. So take it away, Alan.
Yeah. As August winds down, 2 new movies, Lionsgate's The Crow, Amazon MGM thriller Blink Twice are opening in theaters, but the summer box office highs are long gone. The Crow, featuring Bill Skarsgård and FKA Twigs, made $650,000 in previews, while Blink Twice, directed by Zoe Kravitz and starring Channing Tatum, brought in only $820,000. Neither movie is expected to crack the top 3 films of the box office this weekend. Deadpool and Wolverine, Alien Romulus, and It Ends With Us, a trio of holdover hits, are projected to outpace the new releases.
That doesn't surprise me. I mean, my own daughter is actually seeing Alien Romulus again. She's so excited. So look, that you know how Alan and I feel, but reviews of that movie were mixed. There were a lot of people who did enjoy it, and you know, I think that's good. That's good. But what do you think, Alan? Like, really, the next big release is Beetlejuice, then probably Megalopolis end of September, then Joker early October.
Yeah,
I mean, this surprise you?
School is starting, so that affects things. Like, my kid starts on Tuesday, and legitimately, the only movie we're really excited about coming out soon is Beetlejuice.
Right.
This is, and quite frankly, The Crow and Blink Twice, 2 movies that, when you watch the trailers, does not excite you at all. In fact, it makes you think that these are going to be really bad movies, but who knows? Maybe they're going to be great movies. Maybe we've seen them, and maybe we're just holding back on a lost treasure that people won't find. Maybe.
Well, I don't think that audiences were super excited about either of these films, so I'm not surprised. And I think we'll get into it when we get into The Crow, but that trailer just was you know, look, I actually like Bill Skarsgård. Like, good casting, terrible script and movie. We'll go into more when we get to it, but yeah, that's it. Summer. Hey, summer's over.
Back to work.
Breaking news. It's and this should surprise no one, because both of these movies should have been direct to streaming. So you gotta go. I mean, like, really surprising. So
yeah. Well, I mean, Blink Twice is going to be on Amazon Prime shortly, I'm pretty sure.
Super producer Will Packer. I could do without this Hollywood. What does he mean? Alan, if you would put up this story.
Yeah.
I found this really intriguing.
There we go. All right, Will.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Will Packer.
Start with the headline at the top.
Okay. Headline. Okay. Super producer Will Packer on his billion-dollar career. It's the audience that drives it. Will Packer does not make films for Hollywood, though his career has spanned 30 years, and his movies have collectively grossed over $1 billion at the box office. The prolific producer learned this powerful lesson early on. When I made that very first movie, Chocolate City, I invited all of Hollywood to come to our world premiere. This is how audacious we were. I did a black tie premiere in Tallahassee, Florida, on the campus of Florida A&M University in the Lee Hall Student Auditorium. We invited all the Hollywood executives, and none of them showed up. But all the students showed up, and it was packed. It was standing room only. It taught me something about the audience for which I'm making these films. I wasn't making them for these executives in ivory towers who would never come. I was making them for students who had not seen themselves on screen. 3 decades later, with a slew of #1 films like Think Like a Man, Ride Along, Girl Trip, which all boast predominantly black casts, Packer has continued to flourish by defying Hollywood structure and speaking directly to audiences who still long to see themselves represented. Ultimately, that film was success by any measure. That's still, it says about Chocolate City, but that was an important moment that taught me I could do this without Hollywood.
Okay, we'll back up to the top of the graphic, but look, this is look, there's a lot of filmmakers you don't hear about who are very successful. They make films for a particular audience, and they have consistent success. How do you measure success? You make the movie for this much money. The movie makes this much money, which is more than what you spent. That's success. And if you do that more often than not, you can have continued success and be completely unknown. I'll tell you some people. Lloyd Kaufman, right? Charlie Band. Lloyd Kaufman has a company called Troma Films. Very successful. Charlie Band with Full Moon Entertainment, same thing. Very successful. This is business 101. It's so simple. I can't believe that, Hollywood seems to be getting away with a string of failures, and maybe one, they'll eke out like, here's a big hit, but does that one hit make up for so many failures? I don't know. And the thing is this, look, people complain and talk about woke films or wokeness leaking into mainstream movies. Here's the deal. A lot of indie movies they have that social justice element, or they're small, but they're made for a small audience. Gay films, small audience. You make a film like Bros could have been successful, the exact same script, but you make it for $2 million instead of $50 million, which was that movie's budget. You find a niche audience, you make movies for the niche audience, but you scale the budget. This is key. Scale the budget to that audience. And the problem is Hollywood has got it in its head that a minority of people, like, that's how everyone thinks. And that is not true. Alan, your thoughts and your take on this.
I don't understand. So you're saying that if I make a TV show for $180 million and it doesn't do well, that maybe I shouldn't get the opportunity to make a second season of that?
Yes.
Well, bullshit. We're going to make a second season of that.
Yeah.
I'll also say, I mean, I have a friend who filmmaker, a legit filmmaker, and a big part of his goal in how much money he makes with his movies is that he'll make enough money to make his next movie and his next movie. And along the way, he builds a fan base. Any screening he goes to, he has a mailing list. You sign up. And so he's not only making a movie that will help pay for the next movie, but then he's making a movie that will help expand his audience base and get more people to watch that next movie. And I believe he's on his 10th film right now.
Wow.
So, again, Hollywood's not the dream. Hollywood is going to eat you up. The Hollywood is going to own you. Your dream is now Hollywood's dream. Why would you go there? Just make your movie. Make it the way you want. Scale it to the budget you can afford, but make it good enough to help pay for the next film. I mean, that's just how these things snowball. Will Packer, Tyler Perry, that's how they built these things.
These are producers and filmmakers you don't hear as much about, but have built audiences and catered to that audience. So message to the indie filmmakers watching this: if you cater to an audience, understand what the size of your audience, scale the budget to that, to cater to that audience, you will have success.
Yeah. I'll say this, with the exception of Variety and this article, I mean, the mainstream media, they don't cover these little guys. When was the last time you heard a story about Will Packer and his next movie, or Tyler Perry and his next movie, or Lloyd Kaufman or Charlie Band about their next movie? It's because they're not part of that Hollywood system. It's just, it's incestuous. Let's put it that way. And look, we need to break this system. We need to break the system down. And that's why we're supporting indie filmmakers.